everyone, so in today's video we are going to learn class 10th physics chapter 1, and under which we are going to learn the part 2, image formed by concave mirror and convex mirror also. So let's start with concave mirrors. So there are 6 different possibilities or 6 different images that we get from concave mirror. First 5 cases are similar, that means we get real and inverted image, whereas the last case is different where we get virtual and rect image when we place object at different positions. So we are going to look each of it. So let's begin with object at infinity. So before considering any case, I have to tell you 2 main things. One is that we have to consider always 2 rays. We learned ray diagrams in the last video. You can use any of the rays, that means rays which are parallel and meet at focus, or rays which pass through focus and are parallel, or the rays that pass through center of curvature or obliquely to the pole. And of these 4 you can consider any 2 rays. And then secondly, keep in mind that image is formed when the reflected rays meet. Sometimes there's quite mistake here when we consider something else. So let's start. Object at infinity. In this we consider any object, if it is kept at infinity, the rays are to be parallel. A good example is sun rays. So sun rays are also at infinity and we consider them to be parallel. So let's start considering 2 parallel rays from the object. And always keep in mind that object is above principal axis always. See, so I have considered one parallel ray, which is, I will write IR1, which is incident ray 1. And now this parallel ray is going to pass through focus, right? Yes. So I'll write here reflected ray 1. Then similarly, I am considering which one? Another parallel ray. Suppose here. And now this is also going to pass through principal focus, right? Yeah. We have learned in ray diagram. Now don't ask a question that why is it passing through principal focus. Otherwise go and check out that video again. So now we can say that image will be formed here at principal focus. So now after forming image, or after considering the first case of object at infinity, or after considering any case, you have to take 3 things: position of the image, size of the image, and nature of the image. So position of the image here is what? Is at F. Image is formed at F. What is the size of the image? Now you can see that size of the object is this much and size of the image is not even a line, so it is very diminished. So we can use the term highly diminished. And what's the nature of the image? It is real and inverted, because we know that image formed by a concave mirror, or image formed before the mirror, is always real and inverted. The image which are formed behind the mirror are virtual and erect. So now let's move on to the second case. Object beyond C. That means C is what? Center of curvature. So object beyond the center of curvature, you can consider it anywhere. And now these rays are not compulsory to be parallel. So let's start. Object beyond C. So I'll consider a parallel ray first. You can consider any rays and go through it. And it will reflect this way. Then I'm considering a ray like this, which is passing through center of curvature, and of course it will reflect in the same way. So now I'll write IR1, RR1, IR2, RR2. Now writing this and giving the arrows is very compulsory, because arrows determine many things. Even if you don't write this IR and RR things, when you give arrows, it is so clear that what you want to say. So now where are we getting image here, right? So let's draw a arrow here. So the image is what? It is real and inverted. It is ulta, right? What of the object is above the principal axis, image is below the principal axis. So we can say what is the position? It is between C and F. So position of the mirror is between, position of the image is between C and F. Size is diminished and nature is what? Real and inverted. So now object at C. Now you tell me what does this mean? So yes, object at C. It's very clear that object should be kept at center of curvature. Then what would happen? I'll consider a parallel ray. Oh, it didn't come parallel. Just a minute. Yeah, I'll consider a parallel ray. It will pass through focus. And don't forget to give arrows. So this time, yeah. And now I'm considering another ray which is obliquely to the pole. And now you can see that the image is formed at center of curvature itself, and images of the same size that of the object. So here in the ray diagram, because I'm not taking proper measurement, it might be little front or back, or the size might be little bigger or smaller, please excuse me. But the position of the object when kept at C, the image is also formed at C, and the size of the image is same size that of the object, and the nature is real and inverted. Now let's see object at C, object in between C and F. So when object is in between C and F, that means it is between C and F. So now I'm considering a ray parallel. It will pass through focus, and a ray obliquely it will pass obliquely. And now the image will be formed here. So let's draw the arrows again. You should not forget about that. Yeah. So now what can you tell me about the size of the image? It is same, diminished, or it is bigger? Yes, it is bigger, so we can say that the image is enlarged, the size is enlarged. And where's the formation? It is beyond the C. Where's the position? It is beyond C. So do you notice one thing? When we kept the object beyond C, the image was formed in between C and F. And now when we are keeping the object between C and F, the image is formed beyond C. So yes, here three conditions are kind of opposite to each other, which are easy to remember. And now can you tell me about the nature? Yeah, again it is real and inverted. Now let's move on to object at F. Now at the beginning we made object at infinity. We considered two parallel rays and the image was formed at F. And now we can predict that when we keep the object at F, the image will be formed at infinity. Is it possible? Let's see. One parallel ray, it will reflect. And now another ray which is obliquely passing through the pole. And here we can see that these both rays are parallel. They have the same distance between each other throughout. So we can say that these both will never meet. And it is considered that object which is placed at focus of the concave mirror, the image is not formed. It is just going parallel. The right rays are going parallel. And the image is formed at infinity. It is very much enlarged and the image is real and inverted. Now object between P and F, pole and focus. Then this is the most different case. Now just pay attention and look here. So I'm considering a parallel ray. Okay, not a parallel ray. This time I'll consider first the obliqual ray which is obliqual to the pole. And yeah. And then I'll consider a ray which is passing through center of curvature of the mirror. Okay, this way. So now we can consider any two rays, okay, just which was better. We can consider parallel ray also. See, if we consider a parallel ray is going to reflect through the focus like this, but I thought to consider something else this time. So now as you can see here, this is the reflected ray and this is the reflected and incident ray. So now what can you see? The reflected rays are diverging each other, they are moving away from each other. So like this, they will never meet in front of the mirror. So what we can say that image will never be formed in front of the mirror. But when we extend this here behind the mirror, we'll extend both behind the mirror, and there you can find a point where these both images meet together. These both reflected rays meet together, and so we can say that this image formed is what it is. See, this way it is virtual and erect. It is highly enlarged, as you can see when you compare. And where's the position? It is beyond the mirror. So this is the most different case observed in the concave mirror, where we get virtual and erect image. So now let's move to image formations by convex mirrors. And don't get tensed, because this convex mirror has only two types, or there are only two conditions of image being formed. So first is object at infinity. So when the object is at infinity, rays are what? Rays are parallel. So this is the ray, and how will it reflect? It will appear to pass through principal focus, right? Let's extend this back again to make sure that it's passing through focus. Yes. And now we'll consider another ray. How we'll consider it? Obliquely passing through pole. Okay. Obliquely to the pole, and yes, here. So now let's draw the arrows. So this is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, this is the incident ray, and this is the reflected ray. Oh, I'm very sorry. We can't consider the image, the reflected ray obliquely to the pole. Why is it? Because the images are infinity. I'm sorry, I just forgot. Because images are infinity, we can only consider parallel rays. As we said, we consider the rays to be parallel when it is at infinity. Yes, this way. And now let's mark with the arrows. This is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, this is the incident ray, and this is the reflected ray. So now when we see these both, just don't see this part. Here front part, we can see the reflected rays that they are never going to meet. So what we'll do, we'll extend it in the back way, and when we extend it in the back way, we can observe that they both meet at principal focus. And so we can say, as we have learned in the definitions, we say that this focus is what? Imaginary focus, and the image is formed here when the object is kept at infinity of convex mirror. So what's the position? Can you tell me? At F. What's the size? Highly diminished. And what's the nature? Of course, it's behind the mirror, so it is virtual and erect. So now let's consider the second case, when object is between infinity and pole. Because we can't consider object beyond C, object between C and F, object between P and F, because these all things lie behind the mirror. And of course the object is kept only in front of the mirror, right? So here we have only two cases. So the second case is object between infinity and pole. That means object at a distance where the image can recognize it. So the rays will not be parallel. I mean, we can consider rays to be one ray to be parallel, but not both of them. Okay. So from behind I'll take it so that measurement doesn't go wrong. Yeah. And now I'll consider obliquely to the pole, a ray which is obliquely to the pole. And yeah, so now what do you observe? When we extend this ray backward, we can see here that the image is formed here, and when we extend this down, we can see that image is still diminished. Am I right? How can you say that? Because you can compare the object size and the image size. So size is still diminished, and the position is between P and F. Then nature, what is the nature? It is virtual and erect. So yes, now we have learned image formation by concave and convex mirrors. These all are the things in the chapter which are just going to make a big difference. If you don't know these basic things, this is not basic, this is a part of the chapter, but it is the base of the chapter, and if you don't know these, it will be very difficult for you to understand the sign conventions, to understand the problems and to do them, and then it is going to become a headache. So it's better to understand it and learn. So thank you, and we'll meet you with the next part of the next chapter in next video. Thank you. Take care.